Welcome back to Morning Break. The Eddy House recently put out a call for help as the need for their services at the homeless youth shelter is at an all-time high. So to talk about this ongoing issue and how we can all get involved, we have the Eddy House CEO Trevor Macaluso here today. So thank you so much for stopping by. It's wonderful that we have an organization like yours here in our community, but the flip side of that is that there is such a pressing need. So can we talk about that need a little bit that you've seen this year?
Yeah, Katie, it's been really wild. Last year in 2022, we served 361 youth. And that was about a 10% growth over the year before. So we were expecting that same growth here in 2023. But we're going to finish this year with having served over 500 youth at our shelter over on Willow, which represents a much larger growth than we were expecting. And it's really just been interesting to see the need in our community rise with more kids aging out of the foster care system, lack of affordable housing, and so it's great that we have that resource, like you said. But and wish we were reporting that numbers were lower, but the need in our community is continuing to grow.
Yeah, and I know KOLO 8 News now, if you've seen it, we recently did a story with you guys about this need and what are some of those contributing factors. So if anyone missed that story, let's go back and kind of talk about why are some of these kids ages 18 to 25 not able to find a place to live?
Yeah, one of those big things is affordable housing, right? A one-bedroom apartment right now is running $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Many landlords are requiring that you make 3x that in income. And that's just not what a typical 18 to 25-year-old is making. And so as we work with them on job skills and finding great career placements, we can correct that trajectory for a lot of the youth we're working with. But it really is hurting this young group of individuals, folks that are coming from disadvantaged backgrounds, people who have aged out of the foster care system and didn't have a plan of a place to go. And so unfortunately they end up in our shelter system. And we're just, as we reported last week, we were seeing numbers that were larger than our capacity. We had more kids than we had beds. We had to go out and get more beds and make a lot of referrals to other folks in the community, which is really tough.
Yeah, no, it really is. And so as we're winding down 2023, ramping up for 2024, what are some of the goals that Eddy House has for this coming year?
Yeah, one of the big things is increasing our capacity, both within our building, because we expect those numbers to continue to grow, but also in developing new projects. We know that more transitional housing is needed for our youth. So we're hoping to break ground on a facility here in the spring, which will allow us to have a place for youth to go to before actually reaching the community again, which will just again grow our capacity to serve the growing number of youth in our area.
Yeah, that would be huge. Do you have a goal as to how many beds you hope that new facility will have?
Yeah, that facility will have 36 units, studio apartments, so we're really excited about that, and it'll be a place where they can stay for up to 2 years. And so we'll have to have you come out for the groundbreaking when that happens.
Yes, please do. Keep us posted because I think that's huge. That's amazing. And I know that obviously as a nonprofit, the community support is everything. So what are some ways that the community can get involved and help you out?
Yeah, one of the big things is, of course, monetary donations. Especially with the number of youth that we've had that's grown, that comes with the increased costs, more laundry, more meals, more utilities and hygiene items and clothing items that they're using. And again, we've only got to the end of the year if you need that wonderful tax write-off. So checking out our website for that. There's great volunteer opportunities, helping us sort through donations, teaching classes to our youth about jobs and life skills, and providing some food. We can always use help with meals and pantry bags and just different opportunities to get involved.
Yeah, because it's important to know that you guys aren't just a place for them to come and get some shut-eye. You guys are serving them in so many different capacities.
Yeah, that's correct, right? We're not only a drop-in center and an emergency shelter, but we're really focused on job and life skills. How do we take people who are in this transition age and help equip them for sustainable independence? Healthy banking, healthy finance options. How do you build a career? How do you ask for a raise appropriately? How do you clean your house and cook a meal and all the things that we do on a typical day that unfortunately many of these youth were never taught in their home. And so the opportunity to really equip them for a long and bright future.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of us can probably think back to the time when we were 18 to 25 and that time period when we had people to look up to. We had people, our parents training us and helping us out to make that transition. But when someone doesn't have that, I mean, they are really left in the dust, and we don't want anyone left behind.
And that's exactly the reality that a lot of our youth are facing. And so, while we're not filling that gap of a parent, but we can provide that safe environment to fail and to learn appropriately and to not have to worry about where your next meal is coming from or where you're going to sleep at night. And that's why we're there. That's why we're here in the community.
Well, for as long as there is a need, which hopefully one day maybe that will no longer be the case, but for as long as there is a need, Eddy House is going to be there. And so I know you have big plans for 2024. We look forward to seeing all the things you guys accomplish in the new year. So Trevor, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you. All right, we'll be right back after this quick break.